It is February the 21st, 2021. I'm Andy, and this is the Minorcan Mullet Report from the Golden Ray wreck site in the St. Simons Sound. I made it out to the site today. First thing we noticed was that the barge that was underneath the VB 10,000 is no longer there. We thought that may have been some good news, but as we continued around towards the center of the VB, looking back at the stern section of the Golden Ray, we noticed that the inshore block was missing. And when we say missing, it is gone, not there. The cables are not there. It's just not there. We got around and we got some still shots, and it looks like possibly something's going on with the block system that is part of the structure of the VB 10,000. Maybe a maintenance issue that has to be dealt with up in the structure of the VB. It looked to us like there was some scaffolding that had been assembled and kind of hanging down around that block system of the VB. Now, this is the western side of the VB, or the what we call the inshore side of the cutting block system. And once we got around and started looking up, we could see that there was something different up there. Of course, minus the cables that are usually in place, but it looked like there was some scaffolding, and we got a little shot of that, of the scaffolding system around that block system that is part of the structure there. So we can only assume that there's some maintenance issues that have to be dealt with that system, and looks like the delay will continue before we see the VB move back into the place over the Golden Ray and cutting resuming. Another thing we noticed today, and we haven't seen this before, was that there was a barge that had been moved along the hull section in the area where we've seen the divers working. As a matter of fact, the dive boat was out right behind this barge, and they did have dive operations that were ongoing today. Not sure what's going on there. We could see on the deck of the barge that looked like possibly a pump with a hose coming up onto the deck. With the crane there, we're just trying to think what's going on here. Maybe this is a maneuver to try to position the chain more in the area where the divers have been pre-drilling, or trying to get the groove cut for the chain as it enters that hull section. But just an observation we made, something we have not seen before, and thought it was noteworthy. And also the tug that was pushing this barge, the Luann Gildry, this is the same tug that we had seen earlier pushing the car barge in and out of the environmental barrier at the bow section while those vehicles were being moved out of that bow section. So another change, possibly. Not sure. Maybe they have completed that load lightning project to remove those vehicles from the bow section, and maybe that part's over with. Not really sure, but just some observations. And here we got some still shots coming up where we could actually see some of the responders on the deck of the of the barge. And we got another couple shots here of the pump system that is working there. There you can see that hose kind of coming up out of the water into that pump system. So just trying to figure out what's going on here. Not exactly sure, but they have cause to be there, and we can only assume this is part of the efforts that once they resume the cutting of these midsections, this is going to speed up the operation. We'll certainly keep an eye on this area of activity on this hull side of the ship, and see if there are any changes or anything that we notice is different. This just is a lot of curious activity going on in an area there where we typically have not seen it before. But we understand it's a fluid situation, and we never know what to expect day to day out at the site. And hopefully we'll be able to give you guys some more answers. We did make a quick trip over to the port today, kind of looked around. We noticed that at the port side of the Pacific horizon, either two things have happened here. This is another grapple machine, or this is the grapple machine that was on the car barge and has been taken off the car barge. One of those two things is going on there. Second thing we notice is the cribbing work is still continuing on the dry dock section. Well, that's about all the time we've got for today. I hope you enjoyed the show. We're going to ask that if you haven't done it yet, please hit that subscribe button. Send us some comments. Most of all, we want you guys to stay safe out there.